Thank you so much for just taking time just to be here on this recording with us. So my name is Elton, and I represent Kayse Connect. And we want to do an event, and you are a big part of the event in September. So it's always noble just to catch up with the artists we are going to be working up with, and just getting to hear how they are. And maybe just a quick one, how has been lockdown for you so far?
Well, I have to say it's been very productive. I made my first movie last year. The movie is now going to festivals. It just got its first official selection in a big festival in the UK. So yeah, and I'm working with actually from the movie I started working with some Zimbabweans who live in Poland. We started a band, so we're doing some performances this summer. I'm hoping that before I get to Zimbabwe, my next album will be out. So it's been a lot of work, I have to say. But I think part of it has to do with the fact that lockdown and this sudden global event for many of us was an opportunity to go deeper inside and an opportunity to really listen. And I find that even the best music comes from those opportunities where you can really hear not even yourself, but just everything, you know?
Yeah, so just before we get into the whole music, I just want to know just a bit about yourself. Maybe in a minute, just tell us about yourself.
In a minute.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Ndinonzi Klara, ndiri Masibanda ku Zimbabwe. That's how a lot of people know me also as Masibanda. And ndinobva ku Poland. I come from Poland. I studied in the US. I spent a long time there. I am a musician. I'm a writer. I am a theater artist. I'm a storyteller. I'm a performer. And I think, what can I say about myself? I love to create beautiful things. Yeah, wow. I love to create beautiful and true things. I think that's what inspires me most of all. I love to stay interested, and I hate being bored.
So now, Masibanda, what got you into music? What got you into music? That thing that says, now it's time for music.
That's a good question, because I was a violinist since I was 3 years old. So it wasn't my decision. I was one of those kids, you know, in my family, it was me, my older sister, and my older brother. We all learned violin at the same time. We used the same violin. We went to the same teacher, you know, we each had 20 minutes. So, but I think, and then I learned violin very well, and then I got burned out. I said, I don't know how this fits in. I just play what I'm told to play. This is boring. I got very burnt out. And actually, it was then that I traveled to South Africa for the first time. I was 21, 22, about 22 years old, maybe 23, I don't remember. And I was so inspired by the music. And I thought, wow, you know, music, it's just a part of your soul, and it's a part of my soul, and I can express, and I don't have to limit to the violin. I can sing, I can play other instruments, I can, and it's just fun. It's so, you know, it feeds everybody's soul, and it actually changes the world that we live in. It makes it, music can make it better. It can also make it worse. You know, people can make all kinds of noise, but yeah, so I rediscovered it as really like the heart of what I am, and everything else that I do, even the theater that I do, it's always very focused on sound, even the words, the sound, the voice, the sound, the rhythm, more so than visuals, more so than the body. So that's my story.
That's good. And just a quick side one with the creative process. Lockdown gave you so much time to do music, to do everything that you'd want to do. Maybe just take us through your creative process for you to come up with a song. What goes through your mind, your fingers, and then how do you come up with a song?
Okay, so these are the secrets. of what, yeah, every artist has their way. Well, for me, I think it's not even that lockdown gave me, well, more time, but um, it it made me realize how important it is, because a lot of people during lockdown needed music in a way that they didn't before.
Yes.
And, you know, they felt like actually we're scared and we need to assuage our fears. How do we do that? Through singing, through music, through being together, through doing these things that we were told we shouldn't do, and blah, blah, blah. So for me, the creative process, it's courting inspiration.
Right.
You know, so it's like a dance between me and inspiration. So it involves instruments, it involves the right time of the night. For me, I get more inspired at night. I
Right.
light a candle, it's dark, I start playing, I start listening, and pretty much it's a matter of staying with it until something comes that then when it lands, it lands. It feels right, then it turns into something else. But it's, yeah, it's that thing of also not selling yourself short, not going down the paths that actually just don't feel very good.
All right, that's good. You
Yeah.
mentioned here in Zimbabwe you're called Masivanda, and I'm just thinking, how much of Zimbabwean music do you know?
That's a good question. I think I know Zimbabwean music the way I know other kinds of music, meaning I know certain things in Zimbabwean music very well because I'm obsessed, and other things I don't know at all. So, you know, dance hall or whatever, I just not interested, not my genre. But Mapfumo, I adore, absolutely love Thomas Mapfumo's music. Of course, Oliver Mutukudzi, Stella Chiweshe, I am a huge fan. And even when you mentioned who would you like to collaborate with, she was the top of my list.
All right.
Yeah, so yeah, so there are those. And of course, I mean, Japres, I played with him, so I played on Chitubu.
Okay.
And performed with him as well. I performed with Bob Nyabinde.
Wow.
I collaborated with Kelvin Chikumbirike on my album, as well as Raven, Duchess. So, you know, so there definitely, when I was in Harare, there were lots of things that were going on in terms of performance and getting around. But then it's a different thing when somebody wants some violin for their performance, and it's a different thing when, can we create a song together? Can we, you know, can we express something new together? Not just, yeah, those are the differences.
I must say, your portfolio is super impressive, you know.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
The people you have worked with, and the ones you mentioned in terms of just loving their music icons here in Zimbabwe. Tuku was one of our legends, Thomas Mapfumo. Yeah, so I'm super impressed, that I just have to say. And just so that I was looking at your visuals, the one that you had sent. I saw you playing mbira.
Yeah.
And you can play hosho.
Hosho not as well as mbira. I play more mbira than I do hosho. Part of it is the hosho are very loud.
Okay. So
yeah, but I can do some basic rhythms.
Yeah. Okay. And now that maybe lockdown is coming to an ease, maybe do you have any events that are coming up your side?
Yes, well, that's what we are waiting with my band. We're going to have some performances this summer before, hopefully, I will be going back to Zimbabwe. I'm hoping in August, and of course in time for the event as well. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Yeah, you know, and I have some other performances that are part of the current project that I'm doing, which is called the Star Ceremony, which is a music and theater kind of mythology-based project, and I'll be doing those performances end of June in Poland, as well as probably in July in Warsaw as well.
All right, no, that's good. I'll be following through all your projects. I was just looking at how the lockdown has affected so many artists in the world out there. From your end, how do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
Well, I mean, it's changed the whole industry, and it has changed the way that we work. And of course, it's like everything. There are good things, there are bad things. The good news is we can do things across continents, staying at home, that we couldn't do before. The bad news is that there's almost like maybe some people feel like a cheapening of the artist's work, where it's like people, there's so much variety, there's so much to listen to, there's so much to choose from, that people get bored easily, and there's not as much respect maybe for the artist. And of course that comes out to money as well, makes it difficult for artists to survive.
And then maybe how can we curb that? What should artists do so that they always keep afloat in terms of their finances? Like if lockdown continues, what should artists do just to survive and just to have ends meet at any given time? What would you advise any artist out there who would be watching? What can they do?
Ooh, no, that's a good question, and that's a tricky question. And I just want to emphasize, I have a lot of compassion for all of us who are in that boat, and everyone seems to be figuring out their own way. I think the main thing, there's something to be said for all of us, maybe even as a global community, to be schooling our audiences in terms of respect, to keep on reminding the audience that the artist also needs to live, so that if you go to an online event, or even if you can't go to an online event, but you want to support that artist, that you support that artist with money, because our product as artists, our creation, our creativity is always what we are putting out there. Whether we get paid or we don't get paid, it's always coming out of us. It's a calling. It's a mission. I don't know. So for some years, even before the lockdown, I was a big supporter of this idea that our audiences need to be taught certain kinds of respect. And maybe that's also because me as a kid, I remember as a kid in Poland, we would go to the theater, and even as young children, we were taught certain kinds of respect. We were taught, I was a little kid, I would sit through like 3-hour shows or 3-hour plays. I was taught that even if I don't understand what's happening, I'm absorbing, and that this is also respectful. It's respectful to respect these people who have worked very hard. And I think that that's part of our global culture. We need to bring that back into the conversation. Right. So that everybody knows these are real people. These are not just, icons or celebrities. These are people. They need to eat.
I like the word respect, respecting the effort, respecting the art, and respecting what someone else is bringing for you to enjoy. And one thing that you think at the current moment you wish you could change if given an option, what's the one thing that you would change in the music circles? That thing that you always think about, if I had a chance to change this, I really want to change it. What would it be?
Ooh. I don't know about change. I think maybe, I'm a big fan of herbs, as we talked about, all right? I'm a big fan of nature. And one thing that I think we do too little of is not even to play or to perform in nature, but to play and perform for nature, to play and perform for we could call it the non-human community, for the trees, for the earth, for the mountains. The kind of energy that is generated when you do these acts, and the kind of like soul lessons or humility that comes out in the person who can do those things, because they are not easy, is really priceless. And I feel like all of us all musicians, all artists, we can do more of that. It will help us to pay attention to our home, because in a large way, our home is the earth. Yeah.
And interesting, you have brought up the herbs, the nature. Run us through what brought the love for herbs. Tell us more about how you ended up having so much love and so much energy for herbs and then nature. What happened?
You ask what happened, like I banged my head against the wall at some point or something. Quite possibly. Yeah, well, my story, I was very sick for a long time. When I was a child, I first started having problems. I guess they were called inflammation problems or autoimmune problems, whatever you want to call them. There were many times in my life I couldn't walk, basically for like 15 years straight. And I was one of those people. Because this happened when I was a child, I was a very good patient. I went to doctors, I took all the chemicals and so on. They never made me better. They always gave me problems. And then when I was 27 years old, a plant saved my life. Yeah, a plant healed me. I don't know, and the thing is, when a plant heals you, it's not just that you drink some tea and then you're done. No, it changes your heart totally. And you just have so much more respect for and love for our green family, I want to call it. Of course, we have all kinds of families, but our green family including. And that also, I think the other thing is, I'm not the only person who has these kinds of experiences, but many people who have had those kinds of experiences, they want to talk about them. They want to tell other people, because these are things that when people are scared of illness or they're scared of being sick, they forget that we have a whole pharmacy, in just around us. Yeah. So that's where it came from. But then, then it grows, it develops. I spent a lot of time in nature and I feel good there. Yeah. I feel like it's my family.
You just reminded me of one of my friends who would say, he speaks to his garden, telling his garden, be fruitful, telling his garden what to do. And he always says,
yes,
after talking to the plants, I see the plants shining, and it's a very good experience when you go through with that. You have a wonderful story right there. We are looking forward to hosting you in September. Super excited to have you come to Harare, all being equal. And
I can't wait.
we can't wait as well, just to have you here. What can we expect from you on the event? The
event?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully by then my new album will be out, and so hopefully there will be some songs from the new album. There will be some songs from the old album, and a nice mix of Polish, Zimbabwean, you could say traditional music. Though I think the new character in my cast of instruments is the kora, which I've been learning actually throughout the whole lockdown as well. So I've been doing some new songs with the kora as well, and of course I'm looking forward to reconnecting with my collaborators in Harare that will be with me on stage, and we will provide hopefully an exciting, beautiful, enriching show that will also have the opportunity of plenty of dancing.
Oh, wow. We can't wait to have you. Any messages that you might want to just share with those that follow you out there, and just to encourage them maybe?
Mm-hmm. It's been a really difficult, transformative time for all of us on the whole planet. And I would still say that courage is the gift that we give our own soul, the gift that we give to others, the gift that we give to the earth. And so anything that we do every single day in courage and in kindness takes us to wonderful places and inspires more of us. courage, it's a way of taking heart. It's a way of saying, the whole world is saying that I need to be afraid or sad or scared. No, I'm not going to be, because I am a person with a soul and a heart, and there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to follow you, where can we see how your work is going, your social media handles and all that? How can we follow you?
Yeah, so I'm on, it's a good question, because I have a complicated Polish name. No, it's not complicated, but I always laugh, everywhere in the world, people say, what's your name? What is that? And then in Poland, it's just the most normal name ever. You couldn't have a more normal name than my name here, Wojtkowska. So my social media, the best way to follow me is I have a page called Mondoro Dreams on Facebook. That's the English page. The Polish page is Śnienie Mondoro, but that's, so Mondoro Dreams on Facebook. My band here, we have a Facebook page. It's called Torai with a J at the end. And then I have a website. It's mondorodreams.com. You can also just find me under Klara Wojtkowska on Facebook and follow me there. So I pretty much put everything on all of the pages.
All right. I think I have just made life easy for most of us. The social media handles will just be running right under the screen here, so that they.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier. That makes it a lot easier
for them. Klara, thank you so much for your time, but I don't think I will let you go without just asking you to just say or sing just three, 4 lines in Shona, if you may, just 3-4 lines in Shona, so that they see that Masibanda means business for real.
Oh man, okay. Well, I do have, okay, so I guess this is one of the songs that we just did a video for that I think you watched, which is Shoko.
Yes, I watched it.
Okay.
Wow.
That one, so it was in my mind.
I just had to take that. Thank you so much, Klara, for your time. We are looking forward to, we are so looking forward to hosting you in September. We love you. Can't wait to see you here in Zimbabwe.
I can't wait. So yeah.
Please do take care. Zimbabwe loves you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.